Okay, got my camera set up, ready to blog, and I hope you guys are ready to watch. So how you guys doing? My name is Rob with Tech Savvy, and today's blog we're going to talk about two tablets that caught my peak interest on some mobile tech news, and some other stuff, security issues and things like that went on. So let's just start it off. First up, let's go with this morning's news that I found out that the iCloud service was hacked. I know, right? I mean, you hardly really hear of Apple having any issues like this, but someone did it. So, if you're an iOS user, hopefully you got some sort of message from Apple themselves, letting you know exactly what's going on. But if not, you can check, with any your favorite news providers and read up more about the article. But apparently, a portion of iCloud, which is Apple's cloud services for iOS, was hacked. And I don't know exactly what type of information was taken or what they got to. But at the end of this video, I will give you guys some tips about keeping your sensitive material protected. So yeah, if not, I'm going to check your local news service provider or anything like that you guys subscribe to, PlayStation or whatever, and look it up and check it out, and also definitely protect your information. So besides that, another news, Facebook. I don't know if you guys opened your Facebook mobile app and saw this weird disclaimer on the top. If you guys decide to ignore it, I believe you guys should actually take the time to read it. This has to do with the Facebook Messenger scare that scared the crap out of everybody. And well, basically it just tells you like what those permissions are, what they're for, how Facebook uses them. They go more in depth, and some people might be a little skeptical and be like, oh, well, it's Facebook telling us, why should I believe them? But then again, let me tell you guys something, that a lot of people who did get freaked out by the Facebook Messenger scare as far as the permissions and stuff like that, those permissions are also set with other services like Twitter, Facebook, Google+, they all do it. I know I said Facebook, but I mean, yeah, they all do it. If you really read the permissions and the app info for most of those social network applications, they will tell you nearly the same thing. So my advice to people is that, don't just do the click download from your app stores. Really, and it wouldn't hurt you guys to take 2 minutes out of your day to just actually read what the application is about, what it accesses. When you click the install button and then it brings you another pop-up window, it tells you what it's going to access on your mobile device, whether it needs to access your camera, your dialer pad, your contacts, your messages. Anything that it needs in order for it to run and function properly, it's going to tell you right there before you click, install, or you click yes, I understand, install, whatever, disclaimer pops up. So really, I mean, whoever actually got scared of Facebook Messenger and did that whole thing, it just shows you how many people in this country actually don't take the time to read things when they enter into something. So really, take the time to read. That's another tip for you guys. Read. It won't kill you to do it. And then you'll know exactly what the application is going to do. So if you have not read the disclaimer on Facebook Mobile, if you launched your application and saw that up there, please do take the time to read it so you understand how Facebook and Facebook Messenger is going to work with your device. Moving on from that, Virgin Mobile gets a tablet. Now this is unheard of for me, and I'm actually quite excited for it, and I might actually buy one. I may give up getting the Sharp Aquos Crystal and just grab this tablet just to see how it performs. So anyways, it's the Alcatel One Touch Pop 7, and it is coming to Virgin Mobile for $179.99. Now this is great because you buy the tablet, you can use it anywhere you're at as long as you have Virgin Mobile service. I was going to say Voyagin. Where did that accent come from? Virgin Mobile service. You can use it anywhere where Virgin is at. So if you got it in your city, you're good to go. And yeah, it runs off 3G. So a couple of things I didn't like about it, and I'll give that towards the end of my little analogy here. But basically, it's pretty much low spec. It's going to be running 4.2 Jelly Bean. It's a 7-inch tablet. It's got a VGA front-facing camera, 2-megapixel rear-facing camera. I believe it's a TFT display at 1024 by 600 at 170 pixels per inch. So I mean, really low specs. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I really want to get one, just to play around with it. See actually how well it performs. Because sometimes even the stuff that looks like crap winds up performing better. We never know. But it's gonna have 1 gig of RAM also. And yeah, it's like $179.99. So about 185 with tax, depending on what the taxes are in your state. You're looking at to pay for it, and it runs on 3G. Here's the problems that I have. The problems is that in today's market and how things are considered low end, 5 megapixel. Well, I was gonna say mezzo. 5 megapixel. Yeah, 5 megapixels. You guys are gonna give me a lot of crap about that. But 5 megapixel camera is pretty much like the standard low. And like 1.3 megapixel front facing is usually the standard low. So having a 2 megapixel rear shooter and a VGA, which is like 0.3 megapixels as a front facing, is not all that great. Also, it being it has 4 gigs of internal storage, and it does have expandable memory up to 32 gigs. So at least you can expand the memory. 1 gig of RAM on a tablet like that, hopefully it helps, hopefully it doesn't actually chug down or stutter. And just the whole point of the marketing that's done for this is actually all, to me, ass backwards. With a device like this that's going to excite Virgin Mobile users and those who devoutly follow the company. I mean, like, they've owned Virgin Mobile devices since 2005. These guys are going to have a hard time getting their hands on it because you're only going to be able to buy them at certain Virgin Mobile stores. So, yeah, unless you have a store that says Virgin Mobile, it could be owned by some guy, because the way how businesses work these days, guy opens up a cell phone shop, he wants to sell Virgin Mobile phones, so basically Virgin Mobile, Sprint winds up owning his store to sell Virgin Mobile products, but he's like a franchisee. So, but you got to find one of those stores that's actually going to carry the tablet, because I don't think they want to put a 7-inch tablet in one of those prepaid boxes and stick it on Best Buy shelf. I think they should do it that way, or they should, because it's not going to be offered online. That's the big point about it too. Sorry, I'm like kind of rambling away from that. But it's not going to be available online. You won't be able to purchase it at virginmobileusa.com, and that's what really kills me here, is because more people who don't have a Virgin Mobile store in their area that they live, whether it's like on the outskirts of a major city, or in a major city, or just a town that's adjacent to a city, or not even, just probably out in the middle of nowhere, they lose out, because if there's not a store near them that sells the device, they're not going to get the device. You can't order it from online. So Virgin Mobile, please reevaluate this thought of yours, and let's shift it back and let's put it online available so we can just order it and have it delivered to us by USPS. So yeah, if I can find one, I'll unbox it and whatever, because I've been wanting to get another tablet again, and this is probably what I'll ask for. So anyways, yeah, the Alcatel One Touch Pop 7. You guys can check it out. Also, the next Nexus tablet. So besides the fact of it being like a 8.9-inch display, it is rumored that it's going to have a unique case for it, which comes with a keyboard. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? Now, I thought it's actually pretty cool. I think tablets should come with a keyboard, because sometimes you don't want to be using a tablet like you use your smartphone, and especially if it's like an 8-inch display. I've had an 8-inch tablet. I've had the Nextbook 8 HD, and even typing on that in what is that? It's not landscape, portrait mode. It's my thumbs don't get all the way to the middle. So I think having a keyboard actually makes it great, So with them saying that the next Nexus tablet is going to have a keyboard, I think big ups, but I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on that. And let me give you guys some tips to end this video to kind of help all your stuff. So basically, we are dependent these days on cloud storage, and the reason why a lot of us are dependent on it is because if we have a device that only has like maybe 4 gigs of internal storage, and we have an SD card that's like 32 gigabytes, but we've already used up 70% of it, sometimes we want to keep stuff safe, but we don't want to always keep it on our device, so we send it to the cloud, and the cloud will hold it for you, and whenever you need it, you just re-download it back from the cloud. Now, the problem with it is, like I said, anything that's put up on the internet is not always safe. So, what could you guys do? Well, there are zip drives. Anything like pictures and things like that, if you move it to a zip drive, then you have a little hardware that carries information, and you can put it in a private area. You can lock it up in your desk. You can keep it in a safe. And yeah, it's not connected to any type of internet at all, so you don't have to worry about any hackers getting into it. So that's one way. Or you can put it on a micro SD card and keep the micro SD card out of a device and in a safe space. But as far as like your passwords and things like that, you can also because sometimes like we'll make a note of all our passwords, and then we'll send those passwords to like our cloud service to keep the text note safe. But again, if you get hacked, someone gets your password. So a couple things you guys want to do when it comes to passwords is, one, don't have the same password for every social network and everything you need to get into, because if you do, all they gotta do is just find one password and they got all your stuff. So yeah, mix it up a little bit, and don't do anything quirky like, say, for Facebook your password's Android 1, and then Twitter's Android 2, and Google Plus is Android 3, and don't do anything snazzy or cheap like that. So what you guys want to get is a password keeper, but also write down your password for that app, because that would be your master password to get into it, and keep that in a safe place, like like a little safe box with a lock, or just somewhere where it will be safe. And then that way you can plug in all your passwords there, so you can keep memory of all your passwords, and therefore you won't forget any of them. And then that way all your stuff will be safe. Pictures. If you are a person who likes to take pictures, you like to upload them to keep them safe so you never lose them, don't put up anything that you would like not want anybody to see. If it's pictures of you and your family and stuff like that, like, you may not want the whole world to see what your dad and mom looks like, but it's not too much of a big deal. But like these days where people are putting up like nude photos, because a lot of kids these days, I don't know why kids are doing it, but they're like sexting all the time, and they want to send that partner a picture of a body part. Like, don't do it. It's really not worth it. I mean, yeah, people that are sexting, including adults, are caught up in the action or whatever. But at the same time, you're sending off sensitive information that could easily be, hacked, taken, and displayed somewhere else. I read about it all the time where people will be surprised that, they took a photo of themselves nude and it wound up being on a porn site, and people found it and started blasting it all over. And it really does, it's just not worth it. It's not worth all the drama, so just don't do it. Don't post up nude photos anywhere. Keep that stuff. If you want the person to see what you're like naked, date them, see how they really are, do that stuff first, and then when you're ready to go to bed with them, go to bed with them. But don't bypass all that just to have fun sexting or whatever. So yeah, don't send sensitive material through anything, really. Just be safe about things. Choose what you're going to send out, what you're going to put out there. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, because it helps me out. Lets me know that you guys like what I'm putting out here for you guys. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe for more content like this and other stuff, app reviews, unboxings, roots, and stuff like that. In the future and from the past, you guys can check out my catalog of videos. Just go to my video list on YouTube, and you guys can see as many videos that I've put up in the past, if any of those interest you or whatever. If you're on social cam, go ahead and follow me. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time with a vlog video or something. And yeah, thanks for watching.